El hombre más importante en el mundo del podcasting, Dave Silva.
My favorite episode has to be his first year or his only year in the WWF. I really felt that in that episode, Tony really revealed himself and really opened himself up to us fans and listeners to what was going on, his mindset, his excitement of going to the big leagues.
And Jim Herd said, well, we made a mistake. We want you to come back as an executive producer. You'll be in charge of all of our syndication. What's Vince offering you? What is Vince paying you? And I told him. He said, all right, we're going to give you $35,000 more a year the first year. The next year, we're going to up it to $45,000 more. And the next year, you'll maybe be making $55,000 more a year than what you're making now. And I know it's more expensive to live up here, blah, blah, blah. And he also said, and this caught my attention, he said, you know that we are owned by TBS, which owns the Atlanta Braves, and we know you love baseball. You fulfill the 3 years of this contract, and we will do all we can to help you get work with the Atlanta Braves. I said, all right. Thank you very much. I left thinking in the back of my mind, and I was right. Yeah, that's bullshit. The Atlanta Braves are not going to let a wrestling announcer do their stuff. Went back, and Lois and I talked about it. And again, she said, you know, it's do what you want to do. I'd rather move back to the South, but wherever you want to live. And I literally got a yellow legal pad, a long one, and put the pros and the cons, wrote them down of going back and staying with the WWF. And I'm telling you, it's still to this day the most agonizing decision I ever made. And I made it, and I told Bruce, and Bruce, what happened before that was I asked for a big raise and didn't get a big raise. And that's fine. You're not going to, they can only say no, right?
Who did you ask a big raise for? You asked Bruce?
Bruce fucking Pritchard. And Bruce not only didn't give me a big raise, he gave me a very terrible review. It was not a terrible review. I shouldn't say that. It wasn't a good review. Got to work on this, got to work on that. And I knew I had done great with Coliseum videos. I know I had done great work. Just ask the Coliseum video people. I had put more effort into Coliseum videos than they had ever had before. Effort into it. And that's what made it the difference. So it was a bad review. It was just about the same time that, you know, WCW was offering me this. And I got to thinking that, you know, I'm not so sure that they really want me here. So I went to tell Bruce, and Bruce said, you got to be fucking shitting me. He said, all right, I'm going to call Vince. And he called Vince, and Bruce said, Vince is really pissed off. He was sick today. He didn't even come to work, but he's coming in here to the production facility and talk to you. And Vince came in, and he was angry. And one thing I remember Vince saying was, do you think that Turner is going to take care of you and your family like I did or like I have? And I said, no, I don't. To be honest with you, I really don't. I said, but it's a decision I've got to make for my family and not necessarily my career. So he said, all right. And then I went to, when it was all said and done, it was over. This was after WrestleMania 6. I go into Vince's office and I signed these waiver releases or whatever he had me sign. And he was great. He was a different person. He said, I understand what you're going through. He said, I want you to know the door is always open for you to come back here. That's what he said to me. A week back at WCW, I called back wanting my job back, thinking I made the biggest mistake of my life because I went back to basically a company that was being run on a production level like Jim Crockett Promotions. And I had come from this great production facility that was organized and well-staffed and well-funded and well-run. And I was going back to a production facility that Turner had put in that was kind of run just a little step above what was run by Crockett. So I was miserable. And Emily Feinberg took my call. She said, all right, I'll talk to Vince. You can call again. I called again, and she said, no, Vince said, you have a young family. You moved them from Charlotte to Connecticut, And then a year later from Connecticut to Atlanta, you don't want to drag them back and forth. Stay right where you are, make it work. And I did.